fire, our house, our dreams. We were dancing on a wire, reckless it seems. We found holes in these walls, we like what we saw. Seems so strong until it falls, the final straw. Oh, I never felt like this before. When I was trapped, you showed an open door. Living in a dark, clouded haze, we danced, we fought. We were bound to make mistakes, real love, we thought. But it was always on fire, our house, our dreams. We were dancing on a wire, reckless it seemed. I never felt like this before. When I was trapped, you showed an open door. I had no reason to complain. I didn't have the words to explain. I never felt like this before. When I was trapped, you showed an open door. I had no reason to complain. I didn't have the words to explain. Then we were dancing on a wire. Yeah, we
We're gonna have a race? Whee! You are silly.
Yeah, my turn.
Your turn? Okay, your turn. All right, let's see you ride that thing. Can you pedal?
Paddle, paddle, paddle. Man, I can't.
Man, you can't.
Help me.
Help you? Where do you want to go?
Oh,
Okay, let's back up. A little more room. Whoa! Stop. Okay, there you go. Ready? Pedal. Oh, your legs can't reach it, can you? Oh, you did it! You're doing it! All on your own. Whoa.
you like that?
Yeah, what is, don't touch it! Oh, fingerprints.
Look.
No, don't touch it.
I don't. Do you like that?
Yeah, you get your greasy little paws away from it.
Okay. What's this? Puddle.
Pedal, pedal.
I am puddle.
You get up and turn it around.
Look, there's a boo-boo.
Oh, me see.
It's a mommy. It hurts.
Oh, you picked up a little sliver, just a tiny. There, all gone.
Oh, gone.
All better?
Do you pick it?
Yeah, I took it.
When did I get up?
You can pick your nose?
Okay.
No, don't pick your nose. No, you don't need to get that booger.
I don't. But I don't need to get that burger.
No. Okay, hey, sweetheart, can you say Jimmy Cole is a booger?
Jimmy Cole's burger.
Thank you. High five. All right.
I just hurt you.
Say Jimmy Cole is a booger.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna put something in there.
You're gonna throw that all over the floor, are you? No, I just swept up. Hey, what are you doing? This is the cleanest this floor's ever been, and you're putting sawdust all over it?
Yeah, I got stuck on it.
No. No. No.
I'm gonna get more sawdust.
No, you're not gonna get more sawdust, you little animal. All right, everybody, we are doing this because I am getting hounded, heckled, jeered, whatever. Not really, but I am having so many comments on this chimney installation. The last one I just read tonight was, did you read the instructions before you put the chimney in? Now I reiterate a few things for you folks. I eat, sleep, breathe combustion and burners and things like that for a living. That is my daily breadwinner. That's what I do for work. I'm very familiar with this kind of thing. So I'm very confident in what I am doing. But just to prove to you folks that this is a safe installation, because I don't want anybody to get the idea that I'm going to burn this place down out of stupidity. So let's see if we can get this shot. Yep, the light here. So right now that flue is about 500 degrees. That's about what I run it at normally. You can see we've got a pretty good fire going in there. That's with the flue bypass closed. Sorry for the lighting. So, right here, I have a thermistor hanging so we can read the temperature back here. And 55.5 degrees. So it's kind of hovering there a little bit. Alright, so that's about 2 feet off of the single wall stove pipe and just above the back of the stove. Now up here I've got our, sorry guys, I'm trying to run the GoPro and hold the phone in the other hand so I can see what the screen's seeing. Up there is my makeshift heat shield. That is the only spot where the single wall does not meet clearances, but you can get away with it with a heat shield. Right now that is just a single piece of sheet metal up there. I'm going to take the thermistor up there and I'm going to show you what that is. So give me just a second. Okay. So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to set this thermistor right on the piece of sheet metal. And I'll do it so you guys can see it. As long as we don't touch the single wall pipe, we'll be okay. Well, we're going to lay this thing right on it. If I can make it happen here. I'll even point it down so the sensor is pretty well touching the metal. Come on, there we go. Okay. So with a stack temp of 500 degrees, there's our thermistor sitting right on there. Again, sorry for the shaky camera and the crap lighting, but you can see it's right on there. See what it steadies out at. If I could steady out. And folks, that is resting right on the sheet metal above the stovepipe. We have a stack temperature of 500 degrees. I showed you guys that here a minute ago. And to give you an idea for reference, that shield is only a couple inches above that pipe. See where we steady out at. Now granted, 2 inches off of a pipe that by the time it gets up here it's probably still a good 400 degrees. Just a couple inches off of that with the thermistor resting right on the metal. Nope, damn thing. So I'd say we're not really climbing too awful fast, wouldn't you? Now, let's get one more temperature reading. We're going to get one on the metal, right below the stove. And we're going to go right under the stove. Okay, you guys can see that is... see here. You guys can see this is a no smoke and mirrors type thing. The thermistor's under there. The stove has been running all night. So, I'd say, guys, we're not going to burn the place down because of clearances, if I had to guess. So I just thought I'd show you guys that, and for those of you who are curious what we're actually running here, thought it'd be a good time to show this. All right, folks, we had another pretty good night here of progress in the building. I'm really not irritated about the comments, but I guess I am kind of proud of my abilities and what I do and some things to where I can definitely say, hey, this is the way you do it, or hey, this is the way you don't do it. I've been doing this kind of work for 15 years, folks. I'm a journeyman in my trade union for this. I train other people how to do this. You know, not so much on wood stoves, but I'm talking on big chillers and burners and stuff like that, and rack refrigeration. It's what I do. And so when I get a lot of comments, people questioning, and I kind of feel like an asshole even saying it. Sometimes I take a little umbrage at that, even though I shouldn't, because people are just trying to help out. But, you know, it comes to when you're doing anything like this, anything that could be a safety hazard or anything like that. A lot of people are going to let you know what they think about it, and that's okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But like I said, I'm perfectly qualified to do what we did. We did follow manufacturer's instructions on this. The only thing we did not, that we shaded, our clearances aren't tight enough, or they're too tight, is that single wall pipe. But that's the reason for the heat shield. As you can see, with just a piece of sheet metal, even with that stack running 400 or 500 degrees, we're pretty good on it. You know what I mean? It's definitely not gonna heat that wood above it up to the point where it's gonna burn it down. We are definitely gonna get a better heat shield on it, one that's insulated, and then it should have no problem passing insurance muster if needs be. The clearances have all been met. You can see underneath the wood stove, I've had a ton of comments on the hearth on the piece of sheet metal just laid on top of the wood. And perfectly safe, folks. I threw the thermistor under there so you guys could see it. Perfectly safe. Back of the stove, same way. We are well beyond clearances for what we need to combustible materials on the back side of the stove. As far as the penetration out the wall being so close to that eave, you need 2 inches of clearance to combustibles for that triple wall pipe. And that's 2 inches. The same thing for the metal bestis pipe. That's what the manufacturer recommends. That's what the insurance companies are going to be looking for, whatever the manufacturer recommends. So whenever you're installing something, you make sure you read those tolerances, what you absolutely have to have. There's actually a specification for single wall pipe if you have a heat shield there, the clearances you can have. We're actually, once you get outside, we're a good 4 inches away from any combustibles where that pipe passes up by it. We have cleared our 2 feet mark above the peak of the building. You're supposed to have at least 2 feet above any surrounding areas. For that particular chimney, it requires bracing every 8 feet, and if you go 4 foot above the peak or 4 foot above penetration, you need to have a bracing for that, wind bracing. But we meet those requirements as well. That pipe is screwed together, it's just a twist lock. The metal bestis has a ring clamp mechanism that goes around it. This pipe does not, so it just twists together, which I don't trust in the wind. I've seen too many of those come apart in this area because of that. So we use little Tech screws through the outside galvanized stainless steel. You never want to penetrate the inner pipe on that, trying to screw anything together. For one, it's damn near impossible. I don't even think you can. But it's okay to put some screws on the outside as long as you're not penetrating into the inner layer. So I only used 1/2 inch Tech screws, which hold phenomenally well. They stand up to the weather and they stand up to heat. Everything is installed correctly, believe me. Trust me, just trust me, it is installed correctly. And I'm sure I'll get my usual calm down comments from somebody. I had, last time I mentioned comments in a video a while back, I had some guy goes, geez, you need to calm down. So believe me, I am calm. But I just kind of wanted to clear that up because, you know, over 7,000 people watched the videos on the stove installation, and let me put it this way, if it's something having to do with heating, electrical, or anything like that, if I'm not sure of what I'm doing, I'll never put it on YouTube, because you're just opening yourself up to a lot of headache and a lot of grief, and the last thing I want is somebody burning their place down because they watch me do something on a video that I shouldn't have done. So rest assured, if I did it a certain way, it is up to specs, it is what it's supposed to be. But anyway, all that rambling done, all that good stuff, that's her tonight. So just another daily shop vlog, and had Mary out here earlier tonight setting up her workout area. Had our youngest was up here helping me out, so that was always a lot of fun. We got the we had the eave wall insulated now, and we did clean out a section of the shop up here. I'm just looking at my board. I did steal the whiteboard from my oldest daughter because she didn't use it. She had it in her bedroom. I took it. And we did ridicule a viewer tonight. Perfect. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.